Welcome to Clash Corner, your daily dose of chaos.
I just found out my boyfriend of 7 years has been living a double life. I just found out my boyfriend of 7 years cheated on me, and apparently his entire family thinks we broke up 4 months ago. My boyfriend went to our home state to see his family for the weekend. He's been going quite often this year, about once a month, saying it's because his grandparents are old and miss him. I thought nothing of it until this morning. I got a screenshot from a mutual friend of ours of my boyfriend's location on a social media app. He was at his parents' house, but a girl's avatar was there as well. It wasn't his sister or mom, and his parents weren't home either. He didn't tell me he was going to be with anyone else today. I tried to call him but he didn't pick up. I looked on the app and his location was turned off. The mutual friend says my boyfriend has told everyone at home we had broken up 4 months ago. He said my boyfriend was making him stay quiet about it because he was trying to find the right time to tell me. As far as his parents know, he's moving home once our lease is up. The reason our mutual friend told me was because he walked in on my boyfriend and the girl being intimate this morning. I texted an old friend who lives in my hometown, and she immediately asked why my boyfriend was on a dating app. We caught up and she sent me proof of his photos on the app and his bio. It hurt to see that photos I took of him were used. He had even covered my face in a photo we took together and said, "This could be you." I had no idea his family thought we were broken up and that he was looking for other people to date. We even went to Italy a month ago celebrating our 7-year anniversary. I'm so confused and I don't know what to do. I look around and everything in our apartment seems like a lie. The soon-to-be ex texted me just now and he's on his flight back. He'll be back in about 5 hours. Obviously, he can find his own way to the apartment from the airport. I'm shocked and numb, but my best friend is with me helping me pack up all my clothes. I'm leaving and I'm not leaving a trace of myself behind. Our dog is coming with me, and I'll be staying at my best friend's place for now. My soon-to-be ex and I already have separate bank accounts, and our joint bank account doesn't have much in it right now. I make more than he does, so he can keep it. I can't go to the leasing office because it's closed on Sundays, but I sent an email asking for early termination on the lease. We're registered as domestic partners, so I've completed the termination form and will drive it up to the county office tomorrow. He's on my health insurance, and I've sent the email to HR to kick him off as soon as possible. We have several large photo albums together, and I'm not sure what to do with those. Keeping them would be too difficult, but I don't want him to have the satisfaction of having our photos. It's clear he uses our memories in a horrible way. Is there anything I'm missing? I can't seem to think of anything and all my thoughts seem so jumbled. Nothing makes sense, but I know I can't stay. What would you do with the photo albums?
Ready for more? Here comes Clash number 2.
I spent decades building my programming skills, and AI just made them worthless. I'm 47 years old, and today I watched an AI do in 2 minutes what took me decades to learn how to do. I'm a 47-year-old developer, and I've spent countless painful hours over the past couple of decades working on my technical skills. I started off as a computer tech around 1999 and worked my way up to a system administrator, and eventually became a developer. I've always been interested in programming, since I was first introduced to a programming language in high school, around the age of 14. I used to go to the library and take out books with sample code and build basic little programs on a friend's computer. Today, one of my staff members at my marketing agency asked me to add a feature to the custom customer management system I built a few years back, and an AI assistant did it in 2 minutes from a prompt that took me around 30 seconds to write. The AI nailed it. First time. Perfectly. It's incredibly depressing, to say the least. That realization that all those years of building my skills has, at this stage, amounted to absolutely nothing. And this at a time where men around my age are prone to midlife crises. There was always a sense of achievement and a measurable level of satisfaction that came with the problem-solving aspect of programming. Having to read through pages and pages of documentation, online forums, and technical posts to finally find the answer and to make that breakthrough you've been working on for days, or even weeks, was exactly why I chose this career. That aspect of it all doesn't exist for me anymore, and it's really heartbreaking and tough for me to accept that. Has anyone else felt this way about their career? How do you deal with it?
The chaos doesn't stop. Clash number 3.
I suffered 25 years of acid reflux because I refused to drink water. I've had excruciating acid reflux for 25 years. I've been on prescription medication, had procedures, seen specialists. Turns out, the solution was literally just drinking water. I'm 34 years old, and I've had excruciating acid reflux since I was about 8. For 25 years, I've been taking prescription strength medication every single day just to control it. And even with the meds, I still had terrible symptoms that would sometimes keep me up at night. I even had an endoscopy under general anesthesia to try to figure out what was causing it. Recently, I started noticing something. My symptoms would tend to start after I took my evening allergy and asthma medication. Which is interesting, because I've been taking those pills since I was about 8 years old, right around when the reflux started. Here's the thing, I've always been able to easily dry swallow pills without water. I can take a whole handful of them dry, no problem. So that's just how I've always taken my medication. It never seemed like a big deal. But then I googled it. And sure enough, dry swallowing pills can lead to them getting stuck in your esophagus and cause acid reflux. So I started taking water with my pills. And my acid reflux symptoms disappeared immediately. It's been a few months now, and I haven't had a single episode of reflux. Not one. I used to have it several times a week. 25 years. All I had to do was drink some water. Have you ever had a health issue with an embarrassingly simple solution?
Another clash is on the way. Here's number 4.
I deleted my parents' tracking app and now I'm banned from Thanksgiving. I'm 19 years old, and my parents just told me I'm not welcome at Thanksgiving unless I let them track my location at all times. I'm a 19-year-old female and a sophomore in college. Until last semester, my parents were paying for about 3/4 of my tuition and my housing. However, they insisted I use a location tracking app showing them where I was at all times. It wasn't ideal, but I figured it was up to them since they were paying for me. Over the holidays, my dad and I had a huge argument because I changed my major from biology to nursing. He told me I was throwing away a bigger opportunity, but I feel like I can help more people this way. Since then, I've had to start working 2 jobs and take out multiple student loans. I pay for everything now. My parents give me $0. Anyway, last weekend I went on a road trip to another state, and my mom started texting me nonstop, demanding to know why I was in another state. I had forgotten about the tracking app at this point. I realized that's how they knew, and I just deleted the app. Then came the calls from both my parents, both of them saying how dangerous it is for me to not be tracked by them all the time. I told them I'm paying for my own life now, I value my privacy, and I don't feel comfortable with the app. This has really upset my dad and my mom because she thinks I'm trying to cut them off completely or something. They said if I don't turn it back on, I'm not welcome at Thanksgiving this year. Am I wrong for refusing? Am I overreacting, or are they?
Chaos overload. Let's wrap up this final clash.
I've been secretly hating my neighbor's cooking for 4 years. 4 years ago, my neighbor started bringing me food every Sunday because she thought I was too skinny to live alone. Her cooking was, well, aggressively experimental. 4 years ago, my neighbor, a very sweet woman in her 70s, started bringing me food every Sunday because she said I was too skinny to live alone. Her cooking was, well, aggressively experimental. Paper dry meat, mysterious spice combinations, soups that tasted like wet socks. One night her husband pulled me aside outside and said, "Thank you for pretending to like her food." She lost her sense of purpose after retirement. Cooking keeps her alive, so I doubled down. I hyped every dish like it was restaurant quality. She would beam every time. It became this whole ritual. She would hand me a plastic container, I would compliment her seasoning, she would blush and wave me off. Fast forward to last month. Her husband had a mild stroke. They changed his diet and she's too overwhelmed to cook. The meals stopped, and I realized something. I actually miss them. Not the food, goodness no, but the weird warmth of it. It felt like someone was caring about me in their own clumsy way. I want to check in on her, but I feel like if I ask for food again it will come off insulting, and if I don't, I'll seem ungrateful. So I've been silently grieving the world's worst lasagna. What would you do in my situation?
That was today's chaos. See you at the next clash. Don't just watch the clash, join the corner. Subscribe now.